Yo, homies, as always, how you guys doing? I appreciate you guys so much for clicking on the video. Look, man, I ain't talked to you guys in a minute. I've been so busy working with Twitch on the back end and getting everything else out the way. So it's been really exciting news. But you guys tuned in for the foolishness, and who am I to stop that? Let's go ahead and jump into the video. All right, so here's the thing. I actually like the update. I think it was a good, positive update, especially in the right direction of what it is that they're doing, right? So I want to give you guys a few points. This is what I want to add to this, right? This update, there's a couple different things. We're going to jump straight to the point. The update adds things that are connected to the rest of the game, which is how you switch out your Warframe powers and different things like that. And then you also have it to where there's things that doesn't really have anything to do with the rest of the game, like you're only gonna do it there, okay? Which is not necessarily always an issue. It's fine, you know, depending on what type of player you are, and I feel like it kind of fits you, right? So when you look at something like this, when you look at the game, it's a good update. I don't hate it. I think it's nice, and I think majority of the people will like it. Now, what can I say about this update? I've noticed that there's one thing that I don't like, and it's more of a personal thing. It's a personal thing, and there's a lot of people that feel that way. And I've noticed that, well, before I say that, let me say this. This update is literally the best out of all the open world updates, personally to me. I think it's the best out of all the other ones, because I feel like all the other updates like PoE and stuff like that, this one still is buggy and have its issues, but I felt like PoE was just lacking so much on release day till this day to me. Then you had Fortuna, and now this one just seemed like it's a better feel. It just has a lot more going on. It's more filled and not as empty as the rest of them. So I think that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's some El Triple Capital facts right there. Some positivity in this video, right? A lot of positivity so far. Now, one thing I've noticed is going to be the whole fact of the open world vibe that Warframe is going for. And I've noticed that it's still the same exact thing. Now, that could either be me as being like, you know, a traditionally older player, or that could just be me as somebody who's looking at the game and thinking like, you know what, like it could be different. It could be more than just always going the open world route. And there's players that like open world, and there's players that don't like open world. I'm kind of indifferent. I'm fine with it. The problem for me is, well, it's not really a problem. I think the thing for me is the whole open world formula is basically just a copy and paste. And as you guys can see, and a lot of people tend to overlook it. And I guess it's just because I feel like they can do so much more and with so much greater ways of like adding to the game. Like, yeah, the open world is fine, but you can make it like so much bigger. And here in this open world, they did take a chance. They did. They tried to mechs. They tried different things like that. And man, like 40 days to really get all of the Warframes, you know, abilities to say, yeah, that's 40 plus. Actually, that's a long freaking time when you're looking at the whole way of switching out your Warframe power. That's a long time. Go through with the stand-ins, maybe like a week or so it takes for you to get it, depending on how much you're playing the game. But I just feel like the whole open world thing, as it's just been brought to my attention as I'm looking at this, I didn't think the update was bad. I thought it was fine. It's what a lot of players are looking for. But also, as what I noticed is that the game is really in this lane of just staying super safe, and is really trying to, you know, push the narrative of being anything different other than like, is this always going to be Warframe's biggest update? A open world with the copy and paste with the same formula? Now, a lot of people are like, how is it a copy and paste? It's a copy and paste because it's the same exact thing from PoE, and they add a little twist to it on each different open world, but it's generally the same exact thing. It's the same formula. They haven't figured out how to change it yet. It was their big wow catcher, and it's still their big wow catcher. And so I've noticed that they haven't had anything bigger than an open world. And the thing is this the cap on the game? That's what I was thinking about. I was like, wait, is this the game's necessarily, is this their ceiling? Is this the highest as they can go? Like, to drop an open world infested, to drop an open world Grenier, to drop an open world Corpus? Like, the game has so much more depth to it because there's no limitations. And I feel like you can just, add a lot more. And I feel like they're just really still taking it safe. Now, this isn't to criticize them on anything. And I know a lot of people are just gonna try to overlook it to be like, well, it's a pandemic. It's a formula. It's a consistent thing that they do. Okay, it's not about a pandemic, and it's nothing bad. It's not bad. It might sound bad, but honestly, it's not bad. I just feel like if this is their cap, if this is their peak, is this the highest that they can go, then then the game's always gonna be exactly where the game is, which is right here, and you shouldn't expect nothing more and nothing greater unless they can actually come out of that realm to be like, you know what? Open world is no longer our biggest content. We can add more to it. We can add more to it. We can come up with something else. We can add to the open world and make it just like greater, like expanded, connected to the rest of the game. Let everything feel connected. Let this feel connected to PoE in some kind of ways with the infested invasions that was on PoE with this infested world. Let there be a portal or something linking to connect with different events or things that's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Like the picture is so much greater than what's being shown. And I always say that Warframe's, like their them boys is their art team is the one that carried this game. The art team is freaking amazing. So when I see something like this with this game, bro, I just be thinking to myself like, okay, I get it, but that's cool. But I don't know. I guess it's because I've been in the game so long, or I've played the game for so long, that I look to see them kind of challenge themselves. You see what I'm saying? So don't let this video make it seem like, oh, it's anything bad or anything like that. I like the update. I think it's very good. It's very safe, but it's very much the same from what you expected. It's the same update that they did with PoE, just done better, with a little bit more implementations for you to find things to do, especially with changing out the Warframe powers. But it's done better. It's what we would expect from PoE when it was released. And things like this take time for them to like do PoE their first release and then actually come through and get used to the formula to make it better, to keep growing on it. So I get that part, so that's kind of just where I'm at with the update. It's fine, but is it going to bring a lot of people back to play it? Definitely not after this point. Definitely not. I know a lot of people even thought about playing it, and some people came back to play it and then saw what they had to do and then left again because the entire thing is exactly the same, just infested, so not bad. Just I don't know what players are looking for anymore, and I kind of feel like that's where it's at. And I think everybody just had this big ceiling for Warframe to keep pushing the narrative and keep pushing all of these things, but the direction is just, I guess, where the direction is. And I guess as players now we understand, it's kind of like getting a B average in school, or a C average in school, and you're okay not pushing to get a higher GPA, because I graduated gym with a 4.0. That's why I could talk about these things, you guys know. But that's just kind of where it's at. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video, man. If you do, please be sure to drop a thumbs up. Remember, I think the update is fine. I just don't think it's going to bring back players who've basically done everything, unless you're like really a completionist. And it's probably fun for you to come back and check out the lore and the things to go through it, just for you to get a different heads up on it. And it's nothing bad. It's nothing bad. Oh, please understand it's nothing bad. Can you guys let them know it's nothing bad in the comment section? The reason why it's nothing bad is because now it's just being treated like every other game. Like, Warframe's whole meta is to keep players on, and now it's at the point to where players don't want to be on, and if something new come out, they'll check it out and then leave again. That's the community to where I'm seeing to where Warframe is. Come back, check it out, see if you want to play it, see if it's something interesting enough. The trailers then caught your attention because they build it up, and you're just kind of like sitting there like, I'm not gonna play it, I'm gonna go back to whatever it is that I was doing. Or you're like, I want to see the lore, get a quick bit of the lore, and then you don't want to grind for anything else because it's the same copy and paste grind, and then you're just like, I'm out. And that's just what it is. Not a bad thing, just a different way on how people play games. Okay, yeah, that's about it. But look, if you guys enjoyed the video, please be sure to drop a thumbs up on it. Like I said, take care, have a dope day, and love you, homies. Don't get hit with no genjutsu out here, man. It's the same thing. It's just done better. All right, take care. But I give them their props. Give them their props like I've done twice now in 2 videos. Twice. Take care.